Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. You now live with my ambition. It's your boy Trey. We are First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in to one of the tops, one of the hottest shows in our mind around right now. Hey, what's going on, Bishop? How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, WGO, WGO? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing on this hump day? Y'all know what time it is. It's hump day, y'all. It's Wednesday. And we one day closer to the weekend. Hopefully this finds everybody doing well. Yeah, y'all know we less than 20. Well, the actual tournament started last night, so get your brackets in. If you ain't got your brackets done, get them done today because it's about to go down, man. It's really about to go down around these parts with these March. Of course, we're in March, so it's what March Madness. So let's get it. Trey, I'm
I
sure has a lot of topics this morning, including
oh
March
yeah,
Madness and all the movement in the NFL. A
yeah. I
lot
got
of
some
things
stuff.
that
I
we can
got some
talk
stuff to get
about.
off
Yeah.
my chest. I got some stuff to get off my
How
chest.
was your night though, Trey? How was your
It was
Wednesday
it was
night?
it was it
I mean
was
Tuesday
good. It
night.
was it was all right. We today I guess it's Fort Polk's on the March Madness as today is our intramural sports basketball company level basketball championship. So of
Okay.
course looking forward to doing that and
AP, what's
getting
up?
involved. What's going on, AP? Getting down with that, so that would end my basketball season for the year or so. I think I don't know. I was sitting in the shower and like some things came to me. I was like, I'm gonna have to see if I can enact. But besides that, um, it was all right. Yeah, I checked out, caught a little some ball last night. Some things I want to get off my chest to the point I don't even know if we should start with NBA, NFL, talk a little about the NHL,
Mm,
the college. Like it's a plethora of things. The only thing I
right.
didn't take a look at is the NIT. I know the NIT is probably a little more interesting to you since Oklahoma's in the NIT. I know the
And we won
NIT.
our first game last night. Yes, we
I
did.
know the NIT started. It was
Yes.
the first round started, but I guess I'm very sure we can take a. That's what's up, Anthony. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you, Anthony. We appreciate you, bro.
So you know
Definitely
what I'm saying.
appreciate
So yeah, I don't know. You know, what I'm saying a couple of things. But I definitely have some things. I think I want to get off my chest this morning.
you.
It
Oh,
just
okay.
came to me as I was coming down the stairs. I was like, you know what? I was like, Bishop might not like this, but I was like, I
Oh,
definitely got
Lord.
some
Here we
things
go.
that's like I'm not understanding right now.
Here we
But
go.
in any case, it's keeping in our true usual. We'll rap a little bit about these things going on in this National Football League, Bishop. Like
Mm,
all these dominoes still set to fall
moving.
after everything that's
Yes.
going on. Aaron's already
Yes.
solidified where he's at. Russell Wilson solidified where he's at, but yet we are still waiting for dominoes to fall in reference to teams that have contracted players. I don't know how
Mm,
I called it, but I'm saying we'll get to that soon enough. So, of course, Los Angeles Rams offensive lineman Mr. Whitworth has retired. He was not be there to protect. Um, what's good morning, Jackie? Good
the
morning. Good
title.
morning.
The title.
Yeah, he will not be able to
What's
help
going on, Jackie? Good morning.
to protect the title and get things taken care of as he has decided to hang up his cleats and move on to bigger and better things. But of course,
Mm,
no one really is talking about that right now because everyone's talking about a certain African American player that is facing a few charges, but doesn't make a difference now because they're saying they're lesser charges than criminal case charges. Deshaun Watson, Bishop. Four teams have entered the fray total. We were just at two, then we had the sleeper. Now we have another sleeper, and yet where Deshaun Watson, current quarterback for the Houston Texans, is being sought after by the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans
correct.
Saints, the
Correct.
Cleveland Browns, and now his hometown Atlanta
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Bishop, what do you
Actually,
think about the
actually,
situation?
there's a new thing as I was waiting for us to get on the air. It's even been talks that maybe The newest
Oh
day
yeah,
is a
oh yeah.
possible
Well,
trade.
hold up. That's it's not that. So it was in which you yes, yeah, I did see it. But you're saying Bart Scott
Yeah,
brought to the discussion.
yeah,
What
I
about
did see Anthony Price. I didn't see Baker's tweet last night. I did.
he Bart Scott brought to the discussion, which I was like, okay, what if
Yeah.
they
Yes. What
trade
if?
Kyler Murray for
Yes.
Deshaun Watson,
Deshaun
which
Watson.
puts him back with his former teammates
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Watt and
Mm-hmm.
B Hop. Which I
Yep.
think you think about that. Just what you think about
Mm-hmm.
that. It brings your boy back to
Boy,
Texas. Not where he wanted to go, but it does put him back in Texas.
back home. Back
Mm-hmm.
home. Yes, it brings him back home. Be out and back home. Yep. Um, yeah, that would be a blockbuster trade right there, bro. That'll be a blockbuster trade. I'm sure Kyler Murray would be very excited
You think
to come
so?
home. Yeah, to come home and
Oh,
play.
to come on.
Yeah,
But
for Kyler. Now, in regards to Deshaun now, him going out into Arizona, um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he still has weapons because he has Hop,
Ertz, yeah, have Ertz.
Ertz. You know what I'm saying? He definitely has options out there. But I do feel like that would definitely be a blockbuster trade. Who would win in that trade? I would have to say that slight edge would go to Deshaun
Oh,
because
really? Oh, yeah.
yeah, going to Arizona, yeah, yeah. I feel like the slight edge would go to Deshaun, but I could see Kyler Murray leaving in Houston. I could see him thriving in Houston, and because of the possibilities in which could bring um, players to Houston to help Kyler Murray out there in Houston. So I actually see that trade happening. I actually could. I actually could. But like you said, so many teams are looking, trying to get Deshaun right now. He is the hot commodity that's out there. Excuse me. That in regards to quarterbacks that a lot of teams are looking at. Like you said, the Browns, the Steelers were looking at him before they got Trubisky. Um, they still got the Saints looking at him. And then, of course, late yesterday, Atlanta Falcons came into the picture because of the fact. I'm sure a lot of people, especially Atlanta fans, I know a lot of Atlanta fans are ready for Matty Ice to leave. They feel like Matt Ryan, his time is up. So I feel like that's one of the. I was kind of surprised because I wasn't even thinking about Atlanta because nobody was really talking about Atlanta and them being a team to look for a quarterback because Matty has been there so long. But I guess you could have thought, you should have thought about it because
Mm-hmm.
everybody know about the debacle in the Super Bowl against the Patriots and what Atlanta and them allowed the Patriots to do. One of the biggest comebacks ever in NFL history, I think, or the biggest comeback in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken, to do what they did. And so Atlanta has, and ever since that time, Atlanta has been on a spiral downhill. Ever since that comeback by Tom G or AT in that Super Bowl, Atlanta's been on a downward spiral. So I'm curious. I'm interested and curious to see what Deshaun. Deshaun has so many options. Like his options are, he's supposed to have met with the Saints and the Saints and the not the Jaguars, the Panthers by yesterday, if I'm
Yeah,
not
this morning.
mistaken.
I think this morning he's supposed to meet with the Falcons to see what they're talking
Okay,
about. But
right.
you know what? Some of this is interesting. I was just sitting up and thinking about Bishop, in
Mm-hmm.
which I think I don't think you overlooked it. I don't, or maybe you might have overlooked it. You might have failed to speak about it. But in the same breath in which Bart Scott was talking about that would be a trade, he brung up the fact that Murray is still an unproven talent. He's still unproven, in which he's
Here we
trying to
go.
ask for this money.
Oh, we on this
He brought
again,
that up.
bro.
So
Here we
I
go.
just want to point that out to saying everybody that
You
it
bringing
was
it up.
brought up and they did speak about some things in which we have spoken about. Well, at least I've spoken about here, right here on this very program. That Kyler, saying we're not saying. Oh, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying that he's bad, but he's not proven to what he's asking
So
for.
can this, so that can so for all those for Bart and everybody else, we haven't seen Deshaun Watson for a whole season.
But
And the
he's already got his
entire
money.
regardless, we ain't talking about money. We just talk about right now. We're talking about performance. And if we're talking about performance, we ain't seen that man throw a ball in a whole season.
True that.
So
True
how
that.
do we know what Deshaun is bringing back to the table?
So a couple of
We're going off of what his last play. Like we're talking about 2020 since the last
true,
time
true.
he played ball.
So
Really?
okay. So answer this for me,
Okay.
Mr. Boomer Sooner.
That's right.
Um,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
the last time we seen Deshaun Watson, was he or was he not
A true talent.
grade true talent grade A?
A true
Okay, the last
true
time,
talent.
which
Yeah.
true. It was 2020. It was 2020. But the last time we seen him, he was a true talent, and the money in which the Houston Texans provided him with, he was very deserving of. So
Right.
now
Come on,
what
bro.
we're talking about is
Mm-hmm.
now what we're talking about is Kyler Murray
Mm-hmm.
wanting to get paid his money that he feel like he's deserving of, when in all actuality his stats and numbers do not say that he's deserving of that. So all Arizona has asked is that he plays out the 5 million, in which at this point they feel, I'm very sure they feel like he's better than worth more than 5 million, but they probably don't think he's worth
If
25 more
y'all,
million.
if they could sit there, and I'm not when I say they, I'm talking about owners,
Mm-hmm.
all the 32 teams. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
could sit up there and pay Kirk Cousins his money. And I get it, his contract was up. But if y'all can sit there, what up, Freddie? Good morning, good morning. Y'all can sit there and play Kirk Cousins. Y'all better play Kyler Murray, bro. Because either way, it's all said and done. Kyler Murray is better than Kirk Cousins. And I get it. I hear what I do not ignore what Trey is saying in regards to let Kyler Murray play out his contract. Y'all miss me with that. Y'all miss me with that because Kirk
I
Cousins
would
got his
I would
money.
play I would
I feel
play
like
out
Kyler
Kirk.
should get his money.
I would play out Kyler Murray contract for 5 million. I would
No,
personally. I go.
I don't see why you don't
I
see the upside because
I put
look,
on I put on the helmet and number one and run around
no, you won't.
for 5 million. For 5 million, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that. You ain't got. I ain't even got to prove my worth. I'm just saying,
Ain't nobody fooling with you, bro.
ready.
No, man, no. I feel like if Kirk Cousins get his money, man, get his man his money. Just like I feel like whatchamacallit need his money too, man. We talking about okay, look, we're sitting here talking about people like that, and just to jump off quarterbacks for real 1 second,
Mm-hmm.
let's jump on over to wide receivers. So what's the excuse for
Devontae.
Devontae? He proved his worth, and then sat here and paid Aaron Rodgers his money. But this man is
True.
still trying to get, and they trying to get this man a franchise
Franchise
tag,
tag
and
him.
he's the top
So
receiver in the league. Come on,
so
bro. Come on,
and
man.
again, I'm not saying it's a exact science in the business, but it is a tool, and that's what the franchise tag tool is, in which they're trying to make sure they solidify because the dates don't match up and line up correctly. So in order for them to be able to keep him in the fold, so they can figure out what they were going to do with Aaron Rodgers, show that they're keeping Aaron Rodgers, they had to franchise tag him because if they didn't, he was going to become a free agent, and now he's free to talk to anyone. The franchise tags keeps him there if he does. So to keep him on the squad, he doesn't have to sign the franchise tag. He can go ahead and not and play out and sit out the year
I got that though,
and
Trey.
become a
I get that, but why? But why franchise tag? Why?
probably because they're still trying to move around the money because they still have till today.
The
Today's the
is it
16th, right?
today?
Yeah,
Yeah, today's the
today.
16th.
So yeah, today they have until everyone has until today at 4 p.m.
COB 40 hours. Yeah,
Yes, Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock Central
COB.
Time
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
to get under the cap with the $208 million. So I think franchise tag was able to for them to put a number because we're talking about 19 to $20 million for 1 year. You know, what you're talking about that he's accounted for. That's with him with the franchise tag, I believe is accounted for. That's 20 million, and which has him still as a player on the team and under the cap. It puts them under the cap. After that, after the season, which is now currently the tampering what they have now. Why none of these deals are confirmed, but they will be good after, I think after today. They can start going ahead and signing the players officially in the free agency season. The franchise tag puts them on there where now they can go ahead and they can go ahead and see if they can create a contract that Devontae Adams will be willing to commit to.
Except, right? But this is the
But
thing,
if I
bro.
mean, but
So,
like I
so,
said, if it was me,
go ahead.
remember we talked. If it was me, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gone. Like y'all can keep.
Okay,
I'm
and
not.
I
Like
was
I'm
just
finna sit
about to
out.
come to, I
Yeah, I'm
was
finna
just
sit out
about
a
to come
year.
to you with
Yeah,
that. Because if
yeah.
you Devontae Adams, you and Devontae Adams shoes, and you see the quarterback in which you helped get MVP the last 2 seasons, you helped him get MVP. Both seasons now. You was the main number, you were the number one receiver, and you see this man get guaranteed $150 million guaranteed in his second year within the league. I mean, the second year on his upcoming contract, he gets 60 million, almost 60 million, and you don't want to pay me? You mean you would be cool with that trade?
So again, let me point out. If I was,
You
let me
Devontae
point out.
Adams?
If I
Come
was
on, bro.
If I was the Devontae, that's what I'm doing. If I was Trevion Amir, putting on number 17 and a Green Bay helmet, I'm signing the franchise tag for 20 million. I want to point
Good for
out, you know
you.
what I'm saying? I want to point out if I'm Devontae, then okay, I feel a certain type of way. Trevion, however, is putting on
Oh
the
yeah,
helmet
me,
and the
Travion and
number.
Sean. There's no Travion and Sean. Nigga.
Matter
I'm
of fact,
playing for the base minimum.
you can wear. I was about to say that you can wear
Base
number one,
minimum.
and I wear number 7. And
We be out there together. We be
we'll
side
split,
by
yeah,
side.
we'll split the money.
Yeah, let's
Like
go.
you know what I'm saying? But you know what
Base
I'm saying? But
salary, bro.
if I'm Deshaunte, if I'm Devontae, I do feel a certain type of way, and I'm a
Yeah,
big person on the emotional aspect of things and like kind of like stripping away. But you have to take that into consideration in my opinion. Like, yo, I understand the business, but why do I have to be on that end of the business? Like you know what I'm saying? It comes down to
right.
that. So it's definitely something to sit up and take a look at and think about. Like, yo, y'all basically gave me y'all behind the kiss and pushed me to the left, and while you was coming at this man after you know what I'm saying, I've been on y'all corner, I've been in y'all corner all this time. This is what I did. You can sit up and gave him 5 years with 2 voidable years and $150 million, averaged out to be 50 million a year, guaranteed loot, and I gotta I gotta take a franchise tag to sign a franchise tag, which doesn't necessarily guarantee me I'm gonna get my money at the end of the year. It just means y'all get to hold me and push my money out and come back and talk to me next year. I wouldn't be cool with that in that essence, especially when I got other teams that could look to look to get a hold of me. It's irreconcilable. I wouldn't do it. And I see, you know what I'm saying, Anthony Price, we'll get to the Deshaun Watson question in a second. I see Leo, you want them to show you the money. Like I said, if I'm Devontae, I'm not signing the tag. And I'm probably not even staying. I'm trying to go somewhere else, or sit out. Like I said, sit out the season and be like, I'll come back. We'll see what goes on next year. Um, or hopefully we get together a try sign and trade where you go ahead and send me. But I don't think I think my days. I pulled a chapter out of Aaron Rodgers' book and be like, I'm done here. Let's keep it pushing. Levante Bell's book, like, yeah, I'm done here. Let's keep it pushing. So definitely situation. But again, as I said, if I'm Deshaun, a correction, if I'm Devontae, if I'm Kyler, as Trevion, I'm playing. I take 5 million for a year, without a doubt. Of course, you can say y'all chime in. Y'all willing to take 5 million? Leo, you taking 5 million as Leo Sanyat to go to play quarterback? I take a few hits. I'll be their tackle dummy. Anthony, you taking 20 million to go catch some balls? Pause. Catch to be a receiver. Another pause. Are you taking 20 million to play football? I'll wait. But in any case, of course, like you said, there's been a plethora of different moves in the for the season already. As we started about, or as we talked about, LA Rams. Yes, I feel you, Leo. Without a doubt, I'll do it. I'll be your Huckleberry. Um, of course, like we stated earlier, Los Angeles Rams offensive lineman Mr. Whitworth retires, leaving behind, going out on top at that. Like he's basically leaving. Hey, hey, for what they talking about, hey, they need him. They need him, Anthony. They need him. Maybe you know, what I'm saying you go out to an open. They might have an open tryout. You can go get connected. I'm like, yo, he used to come on the show all the time. Now look at him, long snapping. We'll be recording. Anthony Price has accepted a deal with the Washington Commanders, long snapper for $500,000 1 year, as he looks to build on that career. Just get me in the game, Leo. Just get me in the game, and tell them you bringing the homies with you. Like, hey, I'm taking the homies with me. Hey, come on, come on. I got a couple of people that can wash towels. Catch footballs on the side. Hey, hey, coach, stay back, coach. Hold up, I'm doing it all. I could be a one man band. So of course, you know what I'm saying, the old mighty dollar. Like addition, like we said, Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Houston Texans, is currently being coveted by four teams, in which two we knew about at the beginning since the we found out that he would not face any criminal charges. Additionally, which were the Carolina Panthers and the aforementioned New Orleans Saints, who we believe is the front runner. So I believe. And in the last 48 hours, two more teams have entered to the fray, as the Cleveland Browns, as well as the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, Deshaun Watson's hometown has come into about, as we was just talking about, being a ball boy, where Deshaun used to be a ball boy as he was coming up, have entered the fray, in which now they're discussing and talking about potentially, which I think he's supposed to meet with the Atlanta Falcons to this morning, and then go from there. Of course, in that same aspect where we were just talking about the Cleveland Browns, and I'm glad Bishop is just back in just in time for me to put this question out. Of course, to the same everyone, as we see Baker, as Anthony Price pointed out, Baker's tweet. How like, bruh? How do you feel? Like I felt his pain. I felt his pain, man. When he's like, I've given everything I can to this his team, and basically this is what you do in broad daylight. You sit up and it's like, how do you? That's like sit up and going to the club with your girl, and then while you in the club, she dancing on some dude, and then next you know, say he twirling her and stuff like that, and then he walk out the club with her on his around his arm, and you just standing there like
Hey,
that's got to be a horrible feeling, man.
hey, hey, it's like you always love to say, Trey. It's a business. It's a
That's
business.
bad. That's bad, bro. And then how
It's
do
a
you come back
business.
for that? How do you tell me to come back and quarterback for you after he just went and shoved you for somebody else? And you want me
Is
to come
that?
back and be
I
cool?
mean, is that no different than what they did with Aaron Rodgers when they drafted Jordan Love? It ain't no different.
No, it's not the same. It's
Why it's
very
not?
different
In what
because
way? Because because
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
sure because I'm sure in Aaron Rodgers' eyes, which that's what had him disgruntled in the beginning of the season anyway. This season anyway was the fact that the Green Bay Packers went and picked a quarterback in the draft as though they were moving on from Aaron Rodgers. So what's the difference? What's really the difference? Because that's exactly what Cleveland is doing. They're saying, okay, things haven't worked out
So
with Baker
I
for
would
the
believe.
past 5 seasons, 4 seasons, 5 seasons in which he's been here. So maybe it's possible if we can get one of the elite quarterbacks in probably Deshaun Watson hopes, but it's really no different
So
in my opinion.
what I would think the difference would be is Aaron Rodgers was supposedly on leaving or being done with football. It wasn't clear and concise, so they went ahead to figure out. They grabbed with who they think would be the best quarterback suited for their positions, go for the position for the organization going forth. So they brought him in and to be the next quarterback, not to replace. Aaron Rodgers to be the next quarterback. I think
But
some
Aaron
of the
Rodgers
issue
hadn't
was
talked about leaving football.
he was talking, but
He
they
didn't
was,
talk.
but I think he was talking about they was having the problems with his contract, in which they didn't think he was going to resign. So they went and did what they were supposed to do. Now I think the problem Aaron had is, which he really probably took offense to, is y'all went and got this man in the second round. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's considered a high value round. Like y'all value this
Right.
guy like this.
Absolutely.
You said so that is different from I am still in my prime. I haven't even got my prime yet, and you talking about bringing someone else in,
But you've
talking
been
about
here
I ain't doing
five
much of,
years. You've been here 5 seasons. Five
and
seasons,
in 5 seasons, what has
you
happened in
have
five
yet to
seasons?
get 5 seasons. You got me to what, a couple of playoffs, and that's about the
Which is
farthest you can got me. We haven't
which
gotten
is
nowhere
more
closer.
which is more than the previous quarterbacks that have umpteen quarterbacks that have been here, and I'm still trying to get it. Like you still have to provide me. I had Odell Beckham. Of course, the
Got
things
rid of
happened
him.
wrong.
Landry gone. I don't even
Landry
know why he upset.
gone.
I don't even
You
know
get
why he upset because now he don't have nothing.
oh
Like what?
he got Amari Cooper.
Okay, you had
He got
Landry, now you got
he
Amari.
got Kareem Hunt. He got Nick Chubb. He still got weapons.
Mm, wide receiver first of all.
He don't have Njoku no more. Njoku's gone.
Right, right.
But but I mean, he's still, in my
What up,
opinion,
JP?
I'm not particularly too big on Baker Mayfield. Just like Kyler Murray, I
Right.
think is a boomer sooner thing. But it's
It probably is. It probably is.
yeah, it probably is. So, but
Yeah.
you're saying, but I mean, you got to take in consideration two Heisman's in a row, like,
Right.
but I'm not into nothing in the NFL. But that I digress. The so
You
it's,
know.
but when we look at it, like it it's just gut rich. I feel bad for the dude, man, to sit up and watch this happen. And he's like, I haven't the slightest idea where to go from here. Like, what do I do? Like,
Because
y'all
he's never
basically
been
have
in that
slapped
position.
me in my face.
Yeah. Right. And like I said, for me, if I'm Baker, excuse me, if I'm Baker, I'm like I'm trying to do because I'm trying to find a team that's willing to give me a chance to come out and work out for them
I was about to
and
ask, do
say,
you go back after that? After if
I mean, I go
Deshaun
back,
decides to,
yeah. Okay, of course I go back. I definitely go back. But if they're looking to move on from me, I'm definitely going back with intentions on being able to shop myself around and look for a team just in case they get rid of me as well. Though. So I'm still going back, but I'm going back with an open mind, saying, okay, look, these cats has a possibility of getting rid of me because they're looking at Deshaun. And then if that means if they're looking at Deshaun, that's possible means they may be looking at a quarterback in the draft as well. So with that being said, yeah, because if you look at it, let's see something. Let's see what the Cleveland Browns are looking for in the draft. Let's see what the Browns are looking at a wide receiver.
mm-hmm.
But of course, this is before the trade. You know what I'm saying? And then this one was before the combine. This is of course Mike Mayock. Oh no, Mel Kiper. This is Mel
Mel
Kiper.
Kiper.
They're looking for a wide receiver, and well, they only got one pick in the first round. So their first pick was a wide receiver. I don't know what Mike Mayock's was when you first had it. But initially they was looking at yeah, a wide receiver. So that obviously they was looking at, but that was of course before they got Amari Cooper. So now we trying to see if that's still something they're looking for or are they going another route. We have to look at
Uh huh.
hmm, uh, I'll be glad when they come out with a 3.5 or 4.0 mock draft. They should be coming out with that here soon. They
So,
probably gonna wait until after
so
this, after all these things, all these transactions finish up. That's probably what they're waiting on.
yeah. So
But yeah, I'm looking at if I'm kind of, I mean, if I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm looking at trying to go shop myself around and see who's willing to allow me to come in and be a
Okay,
quarterback.
and I was about to ask that question. Like, what at this point, what do you think would you be looking at? What would you do to? But I think yeah, I definitely it would time to be a hard look at what is going on and where I'm at, and
Yeah,
I believe in the same moniker like Lilo was just talking about. Like, get out your feelings, play ball, and try to be great.
right.
Because if you let your feelings, well, sometimes letting your feelings take control, they can steer you in the wrong way. But it's still is a situation where I was like, dang, homie. Back then you was the
Yeah,
main homie. What happened to you? The
Yeah,
Heisman made
I
you the
mean,
man, homie.
yeah. You feel? I'm sure he feels. He feels some type of way about it in regards to the organization. I'm sure. I'm assuming they didn't say anything about it to him. So I'm sure he's caught up in his feelings because of the fact that you probably hearing it through Sports Center or through talk shows or whatever that you that they're looking at Deshaun Watson. So yeah, so I don't know what wants to go to the Falcons, but Matt Ryan has a no trade clause, and we know Matt is not going to Cleveland. We do know that. Watson wants to go to the Falcons, but Matt Ryan has a no trade clause, so we know Matt's not going to. Hmm. I don't know. I don't. It's. I'm gonna be honest, Anthony. I want to see what happens with it. I mean, Matt. If Trey just said Deshaun's going out to Atlanta to talk to the Atlanta Falcons. So let's see. Let's see.
Bishop, if you were a player,
Mm-hmm.
or if you became a media mogul,
Mm-hmm.
and you had the opportunity to go back home and do what it is that's got you your dollars, are you going back home?
If it's possible, yeah.
Oh, you will. So you will.
Wait. You saying if I'm going back home to do what I
What it
love
is
to
that got
do?
you that got you yeah that got you your money. Where are you going back home? So let's say saying
So
you
you
just
know
start
what?
just say
No, I'm not necessarily going back home. I'm not taking that as my first option. No, no,
okay.
because I've been home. I know what home provides outside of my job.
Oh, okay.
So you feel what I'm saying? I know what my
Yeah.
home provides outside of my job. So I don't know necessarily if I'm going home. Um, I'm weighing my options. Like for in Deshaun Watson's instance, he has so many options from like I said, we spoke before, from excuse me, from Carolina to New Orleans to Atlanta to just numerous options in which he can go to, and now even they're talking about Arizona. Um, just numerous options in which he has, and so I would weigh my options. I probably would visit all of them. I would probably make it somewhat similar to what it was to when I was going into NCAA football. I would probably visit all of them and see which
Hmm.
one was the best fit. If
Hmm.
home happened to be the best fit, so be it. But if not, I'm going to the one that is the best fit for me and where I feel I can strive and feel I can bring a Super Bowl or Lombardi Trophy to that organization. Because I think that
Yes.
all has to play a
Yeah.
picture in it when deciding. Not only is it the best fit for me, but I have to see who's surrounding me
Yeah.
in that organization. If I don't
Yeah.
have, if we don't have a plethora of talent in which where I'm going, like New Orleans is a great place because we know he has a plethora of talent around. Atlanta,
Yeah.
who do they have? They got the big tight end, but they pretty much lost all the other receivers. They got the big tight end in Pitts, or not Pitts. What's his name?
Pitts.
It is Pitts. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The big tight end in Pitts, but that's it. Who else they got in Atlanta? So then you got to sit there and look. Yeah, Leo and that, who that? He all
he
about that
gonna
who that
he gonna
boy.
be who that all
Yeah,
see
yeah,
all
yeah.
day.
So, but the Saints, yeah, Arizona, he has people surrounded with him in Arizona. There's teams like that have that. Cleveland, if he was to go out to Cleveland, he has Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying, and all the other people which you mentioned. So yeah, when it's all said and done, he's got to weigh his options. For me, I would have to weigh my options and say, okay, yeah, I like it. I like this team because of I like what they're bringing to the table, and I like who they got surrounded around me. Whereas Atlanta, I like the fact that I'm at home, but I don't have no help besides Pitts. So yeah.
And like Leo said, probably family members, hands out, friends, hands out. I
Mm-hmm.
just think I always think like I rep Compton.
That
That's my
part,
city to the death of me. But
right?
California is a nice place to visit. I'm not trying
That's
to live
it.
there.
Facts.
So
A
it's
lot of
just
people
because
are like that,
yeah.
Trey.
Yeah, so saying I think I would definitely want to have a presence, but I don't have to live
Mm-hmm.
there. Like, so I
Right.
go back and find initiatives and stuff to give back.
Do stuff for
But
your city. Yeah.
yeah,
Rep your
but I'm
city.
not
Do stuff for your
I'm not
city.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
live there. in that particular instance. But I mean, of course, like, well, everyone think, especially our very short homes, like they want to go be a part of bringing something great to the yeah, it's true that outside of football it might not be good for them. So of course everyone
Yeah,
wants to go
exactly.
home.
That's my yeah.
Everyone wants to go home and put on for their city and represent, saying, do the whole
Right.
LeBron thing, and saying go. The
Right.
Russell Westbrook's tried it. Uh,
Hmm.
so but
It's not for
it's
everybody. It's
yeah,
not. It's
definitely
not
not.
for everybody. Everybody can't do that, man. Everybody, yeah, like when it's all said and done, when all the lights are turned off, and you gotta go home, you gotta keep in mind that you have a life outside of football or outside of whatever it is what you do outside that makes you money
That's
that
like
pays the bills.
if y'all haven't caught the HBO Max show Winning Time, rise of the Lakers. Uh, that was one of the things in which you talk about. Well, I save that until we get into basketball. But yeah, it's definitely like that. Definitely like that. So of
Yeah.
course, additionally, as we talked about briefly as we was getting off the show yesterday, Randy Gregory with the oopty oop on the Dallas
The
Cowboys
oopty
as
whoop.
he like almost got you, almost got you.
Oh,
Uh, 5 years, $70 million as he reverses course and signs the same contract for the Denver Broncos. Same money, same contracts, just a different team. But you think it was by design, or you just think he had an epiphany? It's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna
they
go
just
ahead and
lost
head out
somebody. The
now.
Cowboys just lost somebody else too. Their corner. They just lost the corner too by Mike May this morning. Or not Mike May, by Adam Shepard. They just lost
All right, they
they
did.
lost the cornerback to yeah. So Dallas, Dallas is taking some. Somebody said on social media, Dallas is taking some serious L's um, on in this time frame of negotiations with players and coaches and teams. But excuse me, that's again, it's something that you love to say, Trey. It's a business. It's a business, and when it's all said and done, we obviously know Gregory's about that money. It ain't about the team. It's about the money.
And
And
he had
so
to
he
be.
went
He
where
had
the
to
money
re.
was.
The crazy thing is he had to reinvent himself because he went through a couple of transgressions with the league's policies, drug policy, all that type of stuff that kept him out a good amount of time. That gave him
Yeah.
an opportunity to play, but like you
Hmm.
said, it's a business. Like saying I did what I had to do. I held up my end of the bargain while I was here for y'all. Now I'm
That part,
taking my
Fred.
I'm taking my talents elsewhere. Uh,
That part,
but
Fred. Yep.
the way they did it. But I applaud him because you have to step in, like, you take control of his situation. If he felt like
Of your
Dallas
home.
was in the
Yep.
place for him,
Your destiny.
he feel like Dallas was in the place for him. Like, hey, saying, so be it. Y'all would do it to me with a
Yeah.
heartbeat, a blink of the
Exactly.
eye.
That part. That
Would have
part.
traded me, released
That
me.
part.
Wouldn't have had no like. And
Without
so
any concern of my feelings or anything about it, wouldn't even have told me. Y'all just have done it. Y'all have had somebody meet me at my locker and been like, you've been traded. We've already put all your stuff
we
in the
need you to turn
box.
in your key
Yeah, we put all your stuff in the box. Your access code will be denied after. Yeah. So he took
at
it.
the 12 at the
Yeah.
11:59 tonight.
No, after you walk out this building, no access will be denied.
It's like, so it'd behoove you if you try to
Yeah.
get some stuff. Don't leave this
Get all
building.
your
Like,
stuff now. Get everything you need now. Bring it. We already got all your stuff in the box. We need another box. We got something out back. But yeah, bro, exactly. That's just it's a part of the business. And Gregory chose to take care of himself before they
mhm.
took care of it for him. So it is what it is. You can't knock him. I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, wow, he betrayed Dallas, or he's untrustworthy, or he's not loyal. Man, loyalty and all that just go out the window when it comes to dollars and cents, bro. When
Bro,
it comes to
can
dollars
you
and cents, you
imagine?
gonna make them dollars and cents.
Can you imagine?
Because
Can
only
you
dollars
imagine?
make sense.
Can you imagine walking into work in the military and they be like, "Hey, man, you've been PCS to Fort
We've had it
Drum."
happen. We've had it happen. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, no,
I'm gonna give you a
when
scenario.
they tell you PCS, they give you time. I'm talking about you walking
No,
in.
no,
And,
I'm finna give you a scenario for me. So
okay.
in '96, the quick story in '96, right? I deployed, or not deployed. I PCS to Germany. PCS to Germany. I was married or whatever. PCS to Germany. Did 3 years with PCS to Germany. So I went over to Germany simply because my wife, my current wife at the time, had PCS over there first. So we
Uh-huh.
was in the Army Married Couples program. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Army Married Couples program is that where if you and your spouse are married, of course, and in the military, what the Army tries to do is when one
Give them
comes
50
down on orders,
miles.
they try to get both of y'all on orders to the same location. If not the same location, at least a 50-mile radius from one another's base. So my wife went over there first, and then I went over there like I want to say maybe 3 months later.
Mm-hmm.
I came down orders and went over there right after her. So she went first or whatever, and I went over there following her. So at one point we was a little more than 50-mile radius or whatever. So either way, that's irrelevant. Fast forward 3 years, it's time to PCS back. Well, my wife, her and I was about to go through a divorce or whatever, however. So on the way back, because she went over there first, it was time for her to listen, for her to re-list.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the fact that her and I were going through a divorce, we were still under the Army Married Couple program. So mind you, Trey, so we're going through the divorce, but we're being cordial with one another, whatever. How it's time to PCS back. Well, so she comes down on orders to go. Once her time was up in Germany, she comes down on orders to go to Fort Drum. I was like, I think she was quartermaster. I forget what she was. This was years ago, like I said, 96 or 99 when it was time for us to leave. So she's on orders to go to Fort Drum. I was like, damn, Fort Drum. Heard all the war stories about Fort Drum, whatever house. So it's time for us to PCS back. We're on the plane, we're getting back, and we're flying back. We flying back. I'm on the plane with her, whatever. We get back to the States. Um, she goes her way, I go my way once we get back to the States. Well, so I'm getting ready to I got like a week left or so. I think I got about a week and a half left on my leave before it's time to report to Fort Drum. And one of
Uh-huh.
my partners called and tells me, "Hey man, your wife, she wasn't my ex yet. She was like, your wife is now no longer going to Fort Drum." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Your wife is not going to Fort Drum no more." I'm like, "How is that? She was on orders." And I said, "If she ain't going to Fort Drum, why wouldn't she tell me that? Because we was on the flight back." He's like, "Bro, I don't know if you remember, Trey, back in the day, and when we were in the military, there was a thing in which you could call a number and find out where you was
Oh
on
yeah,
orders
find your
for."
appointment. You find your appointment. Your orders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could call a number and find out what you was on orders for. And so my partner was like, "Hey, call that number, put your wife's, all you gotta do is put your social in it and tell you where you was on orders for." So I was like, "Man, let me call and find out for sure." So I called that number. I put in my social. Oh no, I put in her social. I put in her social first, and it says and it's an automated number, so it's automated. So it's not the person you actually talk to. It's automated. So I put in her social. It says she is on orders for Fort Lee, Virginia. I was like, what? Oh, what? So I quickly call. So I hang up. Like I said, it's automated. I hang up. I go call. Put mine. Put my social security number in. You are currently on orders for the I was like, what in the hell? No idea. Come to find out what had happened was being that she was on her re-enlistment, she for her to get out of that Fort Drum assignment, she disenrolled from the Army Married Couples program. She
Oh, bro.
disenrolled and didn't tell me. Disenrolled, then re-enlisted to go to Fort Lee, Virginia. That's what and I had no, and I found out. That's how I found out. I did all types of research to try and find out what was going on. How is that? Told them I would all of that, bro. I ended up getting out of it because of it, because I had to finagle some things, but I got out of it, and I didn't end up going to Fort Drum because I probably wouldn't have retired if I ended up at Fort Drum, I'm sure. But I ended up going to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. But either way, yeah. So yeah, I've been there. Like when you don't know, like they don't tell you, you don't have no idea. Like you have your mindset on well, this is what you're about to do. And for Gregory, he took his future into his own hands. And
Yep.
he ensured that he got the money back, he got the bag, as well as he got to go where I'm sure he wanted to go. Who doesn't
And
want to go
that's
out to Denver, bro? Everybody said Denver is beautiful. Who
I
don't want
don't
to
know
go to
about
Denver,
that.
bro? Yeah, bro.
I mean,
I ain't heard nobody talk bad about Denver ever,
I guess
ever.
we'll find out if we end up going to the do the NBA finals in or around Colorado Springs and take a trip to Denver, check it out.
I'm with it. Let's go.
Of course, additionally, also defensive tackle San Francisco, well, former San Francisco 49er defensive tackle DJ Jones also leaves to go to Denver. Now, Denver has seemingly built a little building the defense as they're trying to be a force. Of course, there's still skeptics out there that believe that Denver is not is not even top two in their division with all they've done yet, and still think that Mahomes and Kansas City are the force to be reckoned with in the NFC, AFC West. So of course we that still remains to be seen. Tyrod Taylor leaves Houston and will go to be the backup in New York, signing a 2-year, $17 million deal. Of course, at this point he will be backing up Daniel
And then
Jones
look, oh, the
in the
Giants. He going to the Giants. Not, I
yeah the
thought you
Giants.
thinking talking about the Jets. Oh, he
Oh
going to
no,
the
no,
Giants.
no, he's going to the Giants in YG. He be in the Giants. J.D. McKissick signed a deal to be the running back for the Buffalo Bills. So they're adding they're adding a running back to their organization.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, Marcus May. Correction, Marcus is. We do have Marcus May, but Marcus safety Marcus Williams is now a Raven as he leaves the New Orleans Saints for a 5-year, $70 million deal himself to be the next to play in the defensive backfield of the Baltimore Ravens. Marcus May signs a 3-year, $28 million deal to become a Saint. So they basically switch places. I mean, replaces one with the other. Jordan Hicks, linebacker from the Arizona Cardinals, is now a Viking as he signs a 2-year, $12 million deal. Uh, of course, James White decides to stay in New England as he signs a 1-year deal to stay running back for the Patriots. But Bowden, if you know Bowden, their big back, he has left New England and he's now in Las Vegas, in the Las Vegas backfield, teaming up with Jacobs. What I did not see coming is Russell Gage has left the Atlanta Falcons and taken a flyer, and now he's in Tampa Bay. He's going to receive passes from the goat. So they're bolstering their wide receiver core. Deontay Freeman, who put on a pretty good showing while he spelled Derrick Henry for Tennessee, he's no
Mm-hmm.
longer a Titan. He's still walking blue, just a different blue as he signed a 1-year deal with the Carolina Panthers.
Wait a minute. He went. He left Derrick Henry to go behind McCaffrey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, behind McCaffrey ain't necessary. He might actually be next to McCaffrey or in front of McCaffrey if McCaffrey's down. But now see but Deontay Freeman is more of a power back than he's like a quote unquote poor man's Derrick Henry. So that might actually be a good power thunder and lightning tandem if McCaffrey can stay healthy. And if he can't stay healthy, then it could be a situation where Freeman gets a chance to show his worth.
Mm.
He said James White is loyal. I would have been left.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. Yeah,
Additionally, of course, we talked about Miles Jack, released by the
yeah,
Jags, so now he's
yeah.
out there. Janoris Jenkins released by the Tennessee Titans as well. So I mean, it's some out there. It's some pretty good free agents that are out there currently. Uh,
Yeah.
I know yesterday I was looking at a top 35 that has some. Of course, you got the top one that they think is Terran Armstead, offensive lineman. Now Sandra Jones is out there. Javion Clowney is still available. Stephon Gilmore is available. Allen Robinson, Tyron Matthew, Casey Hayward Jr. Um,
Allen Robinson, the receiver.
yeah, he's available.
Ooh,
Get on. You better call Howie. Howie, what are you
boy,
doing, fam?
we'll take him. We'll take from the Chargers, Allen Robinson.
No, the Chicago Bears. Allen Robinson the second.
Bears. Oh yeah.
He's out there. Hell, technically Odell Beckham is still out there. Um, Jarvis Landry is out there. He got
I
released.
know, Anthony. I know, right? We need to go get our resumes together. Man, Jacksonville paid for everybody.
Like of course, yeah, like I said, Jarvis Landry is out there still. It's
Yeah,
a good amount of people that are available. There's some people that's
yeah.
under the radar that's out there that we don't say we're not talking about because uh they're they're being overlooked by this whole Deshaun thing. Once Deshaun Watson blows over, I foresee a
Deshaun,
situation where
yeah.
yeah, where it's going
Go
to
ahead.
start to things are start to finalize. People going to be like, you know what, let's go ahead after this individual, because like you said, you got pretty opportunities for now. Aren't Jarvis Landry? There's a few people that like Bishop always says they need wide receivers. New Orleans needs wide receivers. I know Leo's with that. Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham, or
Yeah,
Allen, like Allen Robinson. Like there's some good receivers out there. There's some second tier receivers that's out there as well. Um, so it remains to be seen as we get ready to start off with the free agency. So uh, that should work.
yeah. Aaron, I mean, Deshaun Watson is starting to be like Aaron Rodgers in regards to everybody trying to see where he's going to end up. Like, right, like I said earlier in the show, Deshaun Watson right now is the hot commodity. So everybody's got their hand out to get to try and get Deshaun. And then I feel like once Deshaun ends up wherever he ends up, then we're gonna see a lot more things start to fall into place. Right now, Deshaun was just like Aaron was about a few weeks ago.
So this is a good question. What do you think? As Anthony Price asked, if you notice that all the old players are free agents, is that a problem?
Um, I don't know what you mean by a problem though. Like you gonna find that you gonna have that the older players are always gonna be the ones that are free agents for the most part because of course like we know their age. So we know there's a fine line on when um, players get at a certain age. They kind of there's a time in which coaches feel probably okay, it's time to let him become a free agent because he's at this age where they are considered on their downstroke from possibly leaving the NFL. So yeah, I mean that's always you always gonna find the older veterans out there that's in free agency. The thing is, as a team, as an owner, you want to try and find that diamond in the rough that's still out there that's who possibly could come into your organization and still provide a spark to keep, to help get your team to the ultimate goal of hosting Barty. So yeah, you gonna have that, man. Anything I feel like that's just part of the game too. It is some, like I said, I do feel like there's some older guys that are out there that's in the free agency who could probably still play and who could bring um, a certain type of dynamic to the organization in which they're being picked up from. It's just about finding the right person who has that dynamic, um, 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 that person who has that dynamic feel or tendency to bring to that work. So we'll see. Just
Mm.
wondering like why Bobby Warner Jones and Gilmore haven't been picked up. Still free. Yeah, it
I
is
think it's
what
just
I,
yeah.
I think it's
I
time.
think
I
the
think
way
a lot of yeah. I think it's what I said earlier in regards to. I think everything is right now so focused on Deshaun. And I think once Deshaun is out the way and someone's picked up Deshaun or whatever's happened with Deshaun, I think everything else is gonna fall into play. But right now,
and
everybody is really focused on Deshaun.
And what I think, I would think the same thing, but additionally, I think because we're also talking about free agents, and so
Mm-hmm.
they're probably they probably have offers from organizations in which they're
Mm-hmm.
just mulling over because they want to see how everything else did. Like they want to see where certain people are, who's going to be their team, and make sure they make the best decision they can without you know, taking everything into a consideration. So
Mm-hmm.
for who they are, because of course I was just about to say along with Gregory being going to Denver. Now Dallas has shifted their focus and they're looking at trying to get their hands on Von Miller. So you're saying, and we've had the conversations talking about Bobby Wagner and different things. Currently, supposedly the 49ers are looking at Stephon Gilmore. But saying certain things just have to happen because, of course, we're looking at the money after the fact and what they're going to do and how much they're going to be over caps, how much cap space they got,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the organization. So it takes a lot. So we see, I think, just a microcosm of what's going on. Of course, we don't know what's behind the scenes, what who's talking to who. We know Bobby Wagner's only played 10 years and he's been the top linebacker a good amount of those years. So we would be foolish to think that he's not getting offers or he's not being looked at least right now. Like he's just if not in his prime, just a little bit past his prime. In which I'm very sure he's getting plenty of looks, and ain't no one's just gonna let him basically be left out there without where he's deciding I'm going to go here for this type of money. So I think that's something to take into consideration as well as a factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be more. I, I'll be more interested in why some of these players are being released.
Yeah. Well, like you say, yeah, with the numbers of what you said about Bobby Wagner, that's kind of surprising that he was released. But I guess they're just going a whole different direction when it comes to Seattle. Because with the numbers of what you stated the other day and what he's done in his 10-year tenure at Seattle, man, like I would think he would have kept it
Yeah,
by those numbers, but I guess not.
at, at least you're saying to be a bridge type of guy, but to just outright get rid of him like that brings the question like what is it that everyone else doesn't know at this point?
Right, right. It's got to be something in the reason why they released you with those numbers. Yeah, it has to be. Unless he just doesn't fit the scheme no more.
That
Maybe the
yeah.
scheme is not what is fitting with Bobby in there no more. Who knows?
So of course, before we get into this NBA action, of course we want to make sure that we shout out Alex Ovechkin left forward for the Capitals, as he is now number three of the all-time goal list in the NHL, hitting 767 goals on his career. Uh, he has passed Jaromir Jagr. Of course, if you even if you remotely watch hockey, you know the name Jaromir Jagr. He has passed Jaromir Jagr and currently only sits behind Howie Gordy, and of course the great one for the Los Angeles Kings, LA stand up. You know how we do. Wayne Gretzky at this point. So of course they're saying a great accomplishment. 776 goals on his career, but he still chases the great one.
Of course he is.
You know how we do in LA. Those franchises produce. Yes, Freddie. We produce greatness. We produce
Stop,
greatness.
Freddie. Don't feed into that.
We
Do not feed
produce
into that.
greatness.
Don't feed into that nonsense, bro. Stop it. No. We still know what the Lakers did.
Yes.
Yeah. If you ever want to silence Trey, man, just talk about what the Lakers doing currently, boy. I'll silence that dude every time.
So in the military, we figure ourselves to be a little military based or function. In the military, there's a thing in which we have. So people who are MRTs, which are master resiliency trainers, have been, go through a session, and during these sessions, they sit up and talk about a thing called HTGS hashtag HDTS. What HTGS means is hunt, the good stuff, in which we don't talk about the negativity in certain things. We talk about what's going on that's positive in our lives and what's positive in our days and what has been positive to
I'm
eliminate the
positive
negativity.
that the Lakers are trash. I'm positive that the
So,
Lakers
and
ain't
that
figured
being
it out.
said,
I'm positive that they
Bishop
not gonna
is
make the
not
playoffs.
being Bishop is not being a purveyor of hunting the good stuff with
I
the
am
mess,
hunting the good stuff.
the
That's good
things in
stuff to
which he
me.
spews when he talks about the Lakers and these aspects. So, of course,
Man,
to continue with hunting the good stuff, last night in the NCAA continue with their first four in. The first two games are the first four in for the March Madness tournament, which kicks off on Thursday. So be sure to get your brackets in. I think tonight is the deadline. I need to go back
it
and check
is.
the. So tonight's will be the deadline as we get ready to get started with the brackets. So please be sure to get your brackets in so we don't lose out on any potential winners. So of course, last night number 12 Indiana gets their first Final Four win versus Wyoming for their first tournament since 2016 as they beat uh, was Wyoming 66-58, which now they would face off against number 5 St. Mary's in the tournament. Additionally, number 16 Texas Southern took on Texas A&M Corpus Christi, in which Texas Southern punched their ticket, winning 76-67 to advance to the field of 64, in which they will be playing number 1 seeded Kansas State. Bishop, since we have these two teams, do you think either one of these would be playing uh, Cinderella and winning their first game, a 16 seed over a 1 seed, or a 12 seed over a 5 seed in St. Mary's or Kansas?
What are the two teams? What are the teams?
Texas Southern will play against Kansas. Number 16, Texas Southern will play against Kansas, number 1,
They won't
and
be Kansas.
number 12, Indiana will play against number 5, St. Mary's.
And
I haven't did
what
my
rank is
bracket.
Indiana?
The Indiana is number 12. Is a 12 seed,
And St. Mary's is what? Fifth?
a fifth seed.
Yeah, yeah. St. Mary's is gonna win that game. No, so no, no upset.
Uh, I haven't done my bracket yet, but I don't know that St.
I'm
Mary's
doing mine
one,
right now.
the St. Mary's Indiana one
Excuse me.
is an interesting one. But
Yeah,
I have to
it
take a
is.
different.
It is. But
I have to
I
take a
think St.
look at
Mary's
it.
gonna come out. I think St. Mary's. You can also download the app. There's an app that you can do
Okay,
on
yeah,
your
I had to do
phone.
that.
Yeah, that you can do. But yeah, St. Mary's is. Yeah,
See, Bishop,
I
see
think
what you started, Bishop. Look what you started.
I'm positive Brown will choke Rams before the season is. I'm with you, Anthony. I'm so with you. I'm
Peer
so with
pressure
you, Anthony.
is a powerful drug. Anthony,
I'm just saying. I'm so
do
with
not
you.
allow Bishop to pull you in to the
I'm
shenanigans.
just. I'm so with you. I'm so with you, Anthony. He need to probably choke him. You probably need to choke him, to be honest with you, bro. The way that dude's been
Do
playing.
not
But we can
allow
get there.
Bishop
We on March
to pull you
Madness
in.
right now. But I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with that. But what about in the Midwest region where we got um number 13 South Dakota State versus number 4 Providence?
Again, another one of those games
Yeah.
that really, of course, one of those games. So, of course, tonight for the final two first four games, we have number 16 seeded taking on number 16 seeded Wright State and number 11 seeded Notre Dame to face against number 11 seeded Rutgers. They play for the opportunity to they play for the opportunity to punch their tickets and face and solidify themselves in the tournament for the
Ooh,
first round, around 64
y'all got a big game. Number
against
7
Miami.
USC versus Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Of course, tonight, yeah, like I said, last night the NIT game started off. St. Bonaventure, number 5 seeded St. Bonaventure, took on number 4 seeded Colorado and was victorious 77-68. Santa Clara, number 5 seed versus number 4 seed Washington State, as they were victorious. Washington State finishing up with a 13-point lead, winning 50-63. Number one seeded Texas A&M taking on eight seeded Alcorn State, where they had no problem winning 74-62. Number five, Oregon played against number four, Utah, winning 83-72 as they move forth. Number seven, Cleveland State took on number two seeded Xavier. Xavier 4 point win as they proceed on with the 72-68 win. Texas State took on North Texas in the battle of the Lone Star State as North Texas was victorious 67-63 to move on to their next game. Where are the rest of the NIT games? NIT, NIT, NIT. You said y'all played last night too, right?
Yeah,
Or
in the
y'all played
NIT
tonight?
game. No, we played last night. Anthony said he did his bracket yesterday. We played last
Okay.
night.
Hmm, here go the bracket. Who else? Vanderbilt 4C. Vanderbilt took on Belmore as they was victorious 82-71. Oklahoma took on Missouri. Number one seeded Oklahoma took
That's
on
right. That's right.
Missouri.
Say that again. That's right. That's right. That's right.
NIT number one seeded Oklahoma took on Missouri State and was victorious 80-72. Who else? Who else? Who else was there? Uh, and last night, or was that VCU? VCU number two seeded VCU took on Princeton and won 90-79, and I think that was it for the first bracket, first round, that first day of play in the NIT as they move forth. Uh, More games tonight to finish up the first round. Championship game would be the 31st. Uh, Over last year's champion is the Memphis. Memphis beat Mississippi State last year.
Yeah.
Um, so we look forward to seeing how I guess we could say Oklahoma does in the NIT.
Yeah. We have to, but it's fine because the women at Oklahoma are in the big game. That's what we do. If the men can't get it done, the women will get it done. Yes, the Oklahoma women are in the big game in the NCAA tournament. So it's fine.
Nothing,
It's cool.
nothing.
It's
It's
cool.
nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong whatsoever in being a man and relying on your girl to take care and
Oh
do.
wow!
There's
He
nothing wrong
trying
with
to
that
do
whatsoever.
that.
Nothing wrong with
Where's
that
she at?
whatsoever.
Where's Jackie? Jackie must be. Where's Jackie? Jackie must
It's
be on
nothing
here
wrong with that.
somewhere.
There's nothing
Jackie
wrong with
must
that
be
whatsoever.
watching.
There's
Get
nothing wrong
brownie
with that
points.
whatsoever. Uh, so of course we
I just
looking
put
at
hey
that.
Trey. I just
Yes,
put
sir.
I just put my joint in. I just put it
All right.
on my what do you call it? Let me find out what this is. This is hold on. I'm trying to find out. What were you? Go ahead, say what you were about to say though.
So what I was about to say is I said earlier I had something to get off my chest. What I had to get off my chest is I cannot believe the talks and the blasphemy of now assuming and saying that Kyrie Irving is one of the greats because he dropped a 60-point game. I
That's
don't
a
get it. No,
bad
no,
man.
no. This is what
No,
we're
no.
not going to do. This is what we're not going to do. And even to make it more injury to the situation, even Fourier came on and said that he's the most skilled player ever. Where do we get this at? Evan Fournier.
Is there a problem with that? Is there something he's lying about? Did he come on here and not
Yes,
talk
he's
the truth?
lying.
What is he
We're
talk?
not,
What is he
we're
lying
not.
about?
How? What makes Kyrie Irving?
Seriously,
What makes Kyrie Irving one of the
the most
all-time
skilled
greats?
player, bruh.
No, bro,
Have you
stop
watched?
it.
Have you watched this man's game? Have you watched him play, bro? The guy is phenomenal with that peel, bro. The things in which he's able to do and to manipulate that ball the way he does on that court, bro, is unparalleled. Bro, no one give it to Steph being able to shoot lights out. Giving it to DeMar DeRozan, giving it to to the Tatum's, giving it to even giving the job. No one, and not taking any credit from CP3. No one manipulates or handles the ball in the NBA better than Kyrie. No one. No one. I don't care. We could argue this all day. No one can manipulate the ball and do things with a basketball like Kyrie. No one. And don't worry if y'all feel like there's somebody that can. I'll wait because it's not. There's no one there. There's no one there. The things he's able to do is phenomenal. I totally agree with old boy. That's crazy, bro. This man dropped 60 last night. Don't get me wrong, it's Orlando. I get it, but like you love to say, it's an NBA team. They're professionals,
True,
and he
true
got
that.
he got 60 dropped on him. The boy, did you see the highlights? He has a shot like he's almost unguardable. Because if you go close out on him too close, he's gonna blow past you with a dribble move that's gonna have you looking stupid and end up on a highlight, catch those ankles over there. And if you stay off too far off him, he gonna drop that tray on you. So you pick your poison. Whoever has to guard Kyrie, they in for a long night, bro. Thank you, Anthony. He is the future AI. He is today's AI, and I would almost argue his dribble skills are better than AI. I'm gonna be honest with you. His dribble skills are a bit better than AI's. I'm not gonna, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Y'all, people can say what they want to say, but if you seriously watch what Kyrie does when he has that ball in his hand, to be able to get open, to find open shots, to be able to drive and get separation, like, bruh, not knocking anybody else, but bruh, he is the real deal.
So I'll be the
He's the
first to
real deal.
step. I'll be the first to step and speak and say, who am I, or just like anyone else, in which I say, who are we to say that he is or isn't, just from a sports fan, sports analyst standpoint. I, he can be he's skilled. He's skilled. He's very skilled. But the talks that he's a great is where I'd be like, are we serious? Like, what are we? What's the
What stops
measuring
him from
stick?
being a great Trey?
What I was about to say, what is the measuring stick for greatness? And
But
first
I'm
and
asking you,
foremost,
in your opinion, because you feel like he shouldn't be in the talks of a great. What stops him from being a great? I just want to hear what you
what
have
has
to
he
say.
done? He's won a championship. He was on
Okay,
a championship winning team. So
okay,
he has a ring,
okay,
but so does he has a ring.
okay. I'm
After
waiting.
that, that same for here. After that, what happens after that?
What?
He's
Well,
went
okay,
from
but
he went from
you didn't.
Cleveland to
But you didn't answer my
Boston
question. Right,
to
but you didn't answer my
to
question. What
Brooklyn.
stops him from being a great? I told
I
you all
just
the things that makes him a
he's not
great. What stops him from being a great?
he hasn't amounted to anything yet. Truly, in my opinion.
What? What
Like
does he need to
let me
amount
see.
to?
Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me
what
pull
does he
this up.
need to amount to? What is he amounting to? Because if you say like we're talking about other people that they're talking about are greats and they haven't won a championship. They call him a Harden a great. He ain't won no damn championship. They call him Big
Harden,
Cat a great. He ain't won no
no,
championship. They call the
he's
Joker
not.
a great.
I feel like Harden isn't a great either.
Okay, but I'm saying these are it may not be coming out your mouth, but it's coming out of others that Harden's a great.
No,
They're calling the Joker
he's
a
probably
great.
he's going to be Harden's going to get he's going to get a Hall of Fame definitely. Like at this point, I see Harden going to the Hall of Fame. I don't or a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't see that for Kyrie. Kyrie probably getting
What?
into the league
How's Kyrie
by
not
the
gonna get
time
in, but Harden gets in?
by the time Kyrie Irving is retired has been retired from the NBA and played on in 5 years, he might be considered a first ballot Hall of Famer. But at this point,
There's no
right now,
might.
I don't see him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Career, he's 600 games, 23 points a game, three rebounds, 5 assists. Um, he's a 7-time All Star,
I feel you,
2016
Freddie.
NBA champion.
Okay.
6 times. So yeah, 6 out. So career. Those are his career stats.
Let me ask you
Like you
this.
said,
Let me ask you this,
7 time
Freddie.
All Star. Yes,
Let me ask you
never
this,
All
Freddie.
Pro.
Yeah, okay. How many records does Charles Barkley hold?
So I can answer that for you.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll wait. It probably ain't a minute.
And
It ain't. If
I'm
he does
sure
have
he
it, it
has.
ain't
I'm
me.
sure he's more prestigious in it. So Charles
But
Barkley
Charles, one
is
thing about
he's
Charles
a
though, he don't have no NBA
he
championships, but
doesn't. He no championship.
he's
True
still
that.
considered
True
a
that.
great.
Because he
Still
was the
considered
greatest
great.
power forward at his time.
And Kyrie's
Charles
one of the
Charles
greatest.
Barkley Charles Barkley is had 1,073 games, 221 point average, 11 rebounds, and three assists as a power forward, a small forward, a small and power forward. Hold
What record do we hold though? That's what I'm
on.
like.
I'm trying
Kevin
to see.
Garnett, he has a championship record.
Yeah, he has one.
How many records do he hold? And he
He's
considered a great.
I'm sure he is. He has
Okay. Okay.
hold up. I can
Okay.
pull up his I'll pull his up.
Okay. Okay. He's still considered a great. Allen Iverson, how many championships does he have?
He doesn't have any.
How many records do he hold?
But they're Hall of Famers. They have the records to be
No.
a Hall of
No.
Famer.
What you won't do is change the narrative. No. How many does he have? How many records do he hold? And he not considered a great?
Okay, hold
Don't
on.
worry, I'll wait.
Let me pull
Y'all
this
can
up.
sit here and say what y'all want to, but when it's all said and done, bro, these I could name plenty of people that are considered greats, but they don't have the accolades in which y'all talking about. They don't. And Kyrie's in that same boat. Plus, he has a championship. And
Kevin Garnett, Hall of Famer, 15
okay,
time All Star, 4 time rebound champion, 2008 NBA champion, 9 times All NBA team, 1995-96 All Rookie team, 12 time All Defensive team, 2003, 2002, 2003 All Star MVP, 75th anniversary team, 2003, 2004 MVP, 2007, 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. That's assimilate to his greatness. Let me go back to let me go back to Kyrie because I don't want to short him anything. Uh,
mm-hmm.
I just think that when you
But
look at it,
make sure you pull up AI while you at it because he's
okay, I
considered.
will, I
I don't
will,
know.
I will.
I cannot do it. Go ahead. He considered AI as another great considered. Like man, we can name a plethora of people. Oh, Freddie, I'm waiting, man. I mean, I'm listening. We know Kyrie's skilled, but I'm listening. I
Okay,
mean, I
hold on.
know Trey's over here looking up stats.
I'm just giving the people what they asked for.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, but I'm still waiting because Kyrie is that dude. Y'all love to hate on
Allen
Kyrie, bro.
Iverson, Allen Iverson, Hall of Famer, 11 time All
Stop saying
Star.
Hall of Famer because we can't get that. He can't get that if he's still playing. He's going to be.
Okay,
You can't add Hall of Fame. That's not an
four
accolade
four
which you can
time
get right
four 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 time scoring champion, 11 time All Star, 3 time skill champion, 7 time All NBA team, 1996-97 All Rookie team, 1996-97 Rookie of the Year, 2 time All Star MVP, 2000-2001 MVP, NBA 75th anniversary team. Now let me go.
now. Okay.
I want to make sure I do due diligence and check Kyrie's additional if there's any additional stats for Kyrie. Kyrie, 7 time All Star, 3 time All
Mm-hmm.
NBA team, 2001, 2012 Rookie of the Year, 2013,
Mm-hmm.
2014 All Star MVP, 2011, 2012 All Rookie team, and the
Mm-hmm.
2016 NBA champion.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a right there. Sounds like that dude,
Sounds like what?
and he's still playing. He's still playing.
No, it does not.
He's in,
It sounds
what
it
are you?
sounds like it sounds like that he's ascending. It doesn't sound like he is
No,
that dude. He sounds like he's ascending. Because all the
no,
people
no.
which you had we asked me to bring up,
And and
he doesn't hold
all
the
them
torch
people
to.
all them people
All of
are
them are
what
all
though?
stars.
Okay, and he's not.
Kyrie, how long? Kyrie's been around for how many seasons? Kyrie's been around.
NBA since
Let's see.
2011. since
So
2011.
10 year season.
10 years. 10 years. How
So
long did
who
how
I'm
hold on,
trying to figure out.
how long did Barkley play? How long did
Yeah,
Barkley play?
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to
Okay.
find somebody to put
Okay.
him up against with 10 year season.
Hmm.
Let me think. Let me think. So we could that we consider great. Someone that's considered great that has 10 years or less.
Hmm.
Uh, I have to sit up and think about it. I have to think about it. I come up, but I just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think.
Oh,
I,
yeah. Okay, okay. Don't worry.
I
We're gonna
just
wait.
don't
I
believe.
figured that.
I just so what I'm saying is basically that I just don't see how we can make that conversation about him being great right now or being the greatest, one of the greatest. He's not one of the greatest, in my
He's one of the
opinion.
greats. He is one of the greats at his position. At his position, he can't be compared to anyone else. At his position, name a player at his position that's considered probably greater than him. Outside of the obvious, like the Kobe's, the people like that. Outside of him, name a player who's greater. Don't worry, I'll wait. I get it. We're not saying he's the greatest of all. He's the greatest. We're not calling him the GOAT, but he is one of the greatest to play the game. When it's all said and done, Joe over there with that. He is one of the greatest to play the game at his position. And like I said again, I'll wait on anybody y'all bring and say that he's not. Yeah, I was comparing him to the Kevin Durant, all of that, the Charles Barkley. But when it comes to his position, I'm waiting. Because if
You
you look
know,
at the Steve Nashes,
I'm gonna go
if you
find
look
him.
at the, if don't worry, I'll wait. Look for the Steve Nash. If we talking about the Steve Nashes, we talking about the John Stocktons. If we're talking about uh, the
Well, you know what? That's a good thing. Let me see those people where he stacks up to them because both of those are Hall of Famers. Let's see where he stacks up his number stacks to theirs. I do further research. I don't want to hold
thank
people,
you.
but
Yeah, I appreciate you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
I will.
about it. Don't worry
Let's just
about
at
it.
that point, like I said again, at this point, it's just my opinion, not necessarily factually based yet. I got to go get the facts to sit up and support my thought, but I mean, we definitely will. But of course, what I'm saying at this point, still, we want to ensure that we give Kyrie his flowers because he did go and
Drop
do
that
some great
CC
things
burger.
last night. Of
That
course,
CC
first of all,
burger.
um, the Memphis Grizzlies faced off against the Indiana Pacers last night as the Pacers played the hosts. Grizzlies go in and take care of business without their star Ja Morant. Grizzlies winning 135 to 102, improving to 48 and 22 as they move closer to the end of the season. Uh, 12 games away from completing their season. Of course, like I said, led by guard Desmond Bain, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Tyus Jones, 8 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds. A double double from Steven Adams, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists. 19 points from Jared Jackson Jr. and Dillon Brooks as he's coming back at 10 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists. As he comes back into the fold. The Pacers were led by uh, Jalen Smith's 15 points, 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Uh, then of course, 12 points from Malcolm Brogdon, 13 points from Jordan Jr. Washington Jr., 15 points from I'll say Jaden Smith, 14 points from Buddy Hield, and Tyrese Halliburton finished with 4 points, um, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists as they continue to do their best to hold off and put themselves in a playing position for uh, the lottery. As before been mentioned, oh hold up, that's the wrong team.
Thank you, Freddie.
In case we know, I agree that one of the greatest. Boo.
You gotta
Um,
respect me. Respect this gangster, bro. Respect this gangster.
the Nets
Uncle Drew.
faced off against the Magic last night. Nets face off against the Magic last night
42 points. Thrashing.
as they were
Thrashing.
the Orlando Magic play host to the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, the Nets led. Correction, the Magic were led by 19 points out Cole Anthony, 4 points. 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 17 and 11 from Moritz Wagner, 18 points from Wendell Carter Jr., as well as 16 points from Wagner's brother Franz, as they didn't have enough, not even nearly enough, as all the heavy lifting was done by Kyrie
That
as he went on a
bad man.
tangent and led his team to victory in one of the last few games in which he could play in, as he was victorious as the Nets won 150 to 108 behind Kyrie Irving's 60 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, breaking a franchise record, as well as putting on like he had 41 points at half, in which he continued to go on, being the second player in as many days to put up 60 points, as the NBA March Madness shows, as there has been a plethora of 7 to 8 games in which players have put up 50 or more uh, during this span. Of course, additionally, who chipped in to Kyrie couldn't get it, wasn't going to get it done by himself. 19 points from Kevin Durant, 5 rebounds, 7 to 6, 10 points from Bruce Bowen, um, 15 points from Patty Mills. Of course, that was all he had was points, no rebounds, no assists. 14 points from Kessler Edwards. Blake Griffin contributed with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 points, as the Nets did exactly what they were supposed to do when they went into Orlando and took care of business. The Detroit Pistons faced off against the Miami Heat in Miami, and exactly as we thought what happened. Unfortunately, yo, hero. Unfortunately, Benny buckets, as the Heat were victorious 105 to 98, improving to 46 and 24 as they continue to hold on to the number one seed as they ascend. Of course, Jimmy Butler left early with an ankle sprain before having only scored 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. 12 points from Duncan Robinson, 16 points from Bam Abiyago, but where it all came from, Tyler Hero off the bench,
Hero.
29 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, as he came in to provide the spark to continue to help out as Jimmy Butler was out, down and out, uh, as he continues to make his punch his ticket for most likely the sixth man of the year. The Pistons were led, of course, by Cunningham didn't play last night. Nope, he didn't play last
Yeah.
night.
No, kind of play.
22 points from Jeremy Grant, 13 points for Sadiq Bey. Isaiah Livers come up with 16 points, 13 points from Marvin Bagley Jr., but of course, it just wasn't enough, taking the 7-point L. The Pistons currently sit at 18 and 51, 48 and 24 for the Miami Heat, as they look to continue to see what they can do to solidify and at least clinch their playoff berth. And lastly, last night, the Phoenix Suns took on the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans, giving Bishop the slight edge of me last night as we
So,
went
so slight edge, slight edge. I think I went 4-0, bro. Did I not go
slight
4-0 last
edge
night?
as he went
Yeah.
4-0, and I went
Okay.
3-1. Uh, The Suns, of course, were led by Devin Booker's 27 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 19 points from JaVale McGee, 20 points from Mikal Bridges, as the Pelicans were led by 22-point Herb Jones, 5 rebounds, no assists, 21 points from CJ McCollum, 17 from Jonas Valanciunas, as they just couldn't get it done. Phoenix now 55 and 14. The Pelicans are 28 and 41. Currently, the number 10 seed in the West, as they look to currently, if the playoffs will start today, would be in a one game winner take all elimination game against the Lakers if the tournament started today. Of course, as aforementioned, like I said, Bishop has taken the slight lead um, with that win. Now, 31-10 as I go to 20. Correction. Now, yeah, 31-10 as I go to 28-13. He's opening it up a little.
I do what I can. I do what I can do. What I can do. It's
So
not
of
the
course,
DAGOAT in the front of my name for no reason.
now what that has did is presented our because now we have a 12 game slate, which can make or break depending on
That's
what goes on
true.
tonight.
Let's
A
get it.
12
I love
game
it.
slate, 12 game slate tonight, as a lot of teams put in that work. Uh, First game, the 76ers will be traveling to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland kind of hot streaking Cleveland Cavaliers. Bishop, you have the 76ers, the Cavaliers. Who are you rocking with on this slate? First game of this slate.
So let's see. Tonight. So this is a good game actually. This is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
But after what the 76ers had to deal with when getting thrashed, well not thrashed, but getting taking that L at home versus the Joker. Joker came in and showed that Batman ain't that dude. So I'm gonna go with the 76ers on the road versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I could be in agreement with you. I don't foresee a situation where a the 70 the Cavs without Jared Allen or will come out as you like you said. Philadelphia looks to probably make a statement as they want to show that that was Joker and they're not Denver. Uh, Even though it can't say that they can't win, but I just foresee where their big four or their five clicks well and goes in and get the W. I don't foresee a situation for them to not get this taken care of. So
So you pick it?
I'm picking Philly.
Okay.
Uh, Next up, Denver Nuggets versus the Washington Wizards in Washington. Bishop, who you got?
Oh man, the Joker just showed why who he is,
Why
man. He
why he's
just
the MVP?
why he's on the MVP ballot. I gotta go with the Joker, man. He's going in there. He's gonna show them wizards that y'all have nothing for the Joker. I'm the true wizard, and I'm about to show you what I do. So
I can
I'm
agree.
going with the Nuggets.
I can rock with you. Of course, I have no quarrels with that. There, yeah, I see Denver going taking care of business. Next game, the Atlanta Hawks will travel over to Charlotte to do battle with the Charlotte Hornets. Lamelo Ball, Bridges, Oubre. I think this is a tough one. This might be one
This
where we
is.
split hairs, but we'll see who Bishop who you rock with, Atlanta or Charlotte.
Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. But I gotta go with that. Boom. Soon. And that boy they call Ice Tree. Ice
I can see
Tree.
I can see where
I'm
you
going with
where you
Atlanta,
where you
bro.
take that. I can see where you take that. Trey Young 2 40-point games in a
Yes,
row.
sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes, sir.
but
That boy's
I think
balling.
I don't think that they'll have enough to get it taken care of. So as I said, we probably were splitting the hairs on this one. I look to gain some
He
ground
really
as
don't want to split hairs with me, y'all. He don't.
I
He
rock
don't. He
with
really don't want to split hairs with me,
I'm
y'all. But
rocking with
yes.
Charlotte on this one. What can potentially be the game of the night? We have the Dallas Mavericks traveling to
Ooh,
the
Luca.
Brooklyn Nets, where they will not be with the 60-point man, Kyrie Irving, but they do have the 53-point man and the
That's right. And
Kevin Durant.
KD. Let's
Uh,
go. You already
Mavs
don't,
versus
just say
Nets.
who you picking. Just say who you picking because you already know who I got. So
You know
don't
what?
even
I
ask
think
me, bro. Don't even ask me, bro.
I
Don't even ask me, bro.
I want to say that I believe I want to say that I believe um oh man, I so want to go with Dallas on this one. I'm not going to even lie. I just think Luca and
Come
company
on,
will be
Luca.
enough
Come on.
to match.
Come on,
Nah,
Luca.
Brooklyn. I'm going with Luca. This isn't
Y'all,
one. This isn't one I would want to lose ground on. This isn't one I want to lose ground on. I'm safer.
let's go.
I'm safe. I think it's a safer bet for me to for us both to lose as opposed to me take a chance on winning.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
take. I'll take the Nets on this one. A very close one. I
Mm.
think, but yeah, I take the next one. This one.
Okay,
Next up.
okay.
Next up. Portland Trailblazers go to the MSG to take on the Brooklyn. I mean the New York Knicks. Randall, Barrett, Bishop. Who you rocking with? Barrett,
Man, you
Randall,
know I'm rocking with
or
the Knicks. I'm
the
going with
Knicks?
Knicks, Randall, and Barrett because we know the Trailblazers. They don't have Dame time, so I'm going with the New York Knicks, man. RJ, the lefty duo. Let's go. Let's go, lefty duo.
I would go with the lefty duo in this case as well, even though it's a possibility. I'm sure it's a possibility that Blazers can pull one out their hat, but probably not
Not
in
an MSG,
not in
baby.
New York. Yeah, not MSG. Uh, Next game, the Los Angeles Lakers travel to Minnesota to take on Big Cat, the 60 point man. I
Bro,
might not even ask Bishop, but of course, who are you
you
rocking with,
already
bro?
know. I'm from here on out. I'm gonna put it out to y'all on the 16th of March at 10:48. I will from here on out rock with anybody playing in this select. Because they have I'm rocking with anybody to play against the Lakers because I have seen anybody beat the Lakers. Anybody beat the Lakers. I'm going with Big Cat. He's coming off a huge night the other night with a 60-point game. I'm going with 32 points in the third. Come on, Big Cat, come through for me, bro. Show them guys why they call you the Big Cat. In Minnesota too, I'm taking it to you. Let's go.
So, unlike Bishop, I'm not going to sit up and tell y'all that I'm going to go with anyone that plays
Of
against the
course not.
Lakers the
Of
rest
course
of the
he isn't.
year. However, comma, as he would say, I will take the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight in this game
He
until
going against
I
the Lakers.
until I can see that someone that the Lakers can be productive and show that they can put up a fight against top tier or better competition. I will make decisions based on what I believe as opposed to my emotions of being loyal to my team. So Timberwolves, I rock with Bishop. Timberwolves over the Lakers tonight.
Let's go.
Additionally, Phoenix Suns hosts are being hosted by the Houston Rockets. Bishop, who you got? The
Bro,
Houston or Phoenix?
come on, bro. Hayton, Booker, the Rockets. We do know the Phoenix Suns ain't the Lakers, so we know that. So we know Phoenix is going into Houston and about to thrash them Rockets, bro. I'm taking Booker and Hayton to go in there and terrorize these boys on the Houston turf.
I can agree with you. I got Phoenix as well. I did. I went against my best judgment yesterday and uh,
Yes, you did. Yes, you
chose New
did.
Orleans. They can come out on the good end of that. So
No,
I
you
will
did.
sit up and I will go ahead with Phoenix in this game and most likely be correct. Next game, the OKC Thunder travel into San Antonio, down in your area, Bishop, to take on the San Antonio Spurs. Might be a hard one to choose, but Bishop, who you rocking with? You going with the home squad or OKC? Oh, these are both homes. You know, it's a split. It's split. It
Mm-hmm.
splits.
So yeah. So for me, this game right here, this is what we would call in football the toilet bowl game. Because they both trash, trash, straight trash. Like this is a hard pick because you don't know which one's gonna be more trash in this game. Straight trash, pop
You don't know what
man.
team. You don't know what team
No
going.
man.
Which garbage. You don't know which garbage man going to show up.
Yes, you don't have no idea. But I'm gonna rock with the home squad, man. I'm gonna feel like Pop gonna get that extra niche or a notch in his belt to take home another win, add to his streak of most wins as a head coach in NBA history. So I'm gonna go with the Spurs, man.
If you're going with SAS, I will take OKC
Yeah, of
as I
course you
have to
would.
be able to build
Yes,
something somewhere. So
San
I think
Antonio, don't
SGA
disappoint.
has I think SGA has the ability to get it done, to be productive. Hopefully, he gets the help from Lou Dort. I'm not sure if Josh Giddey is still available or if he's still out, but I think. OKC can make a difference in this one and get the win. Next game, 8 o'clock game. The Chicago Bulls travel to Utah to take on the Jazz. As we just seen last week, Conley and the last game they played, Conley and Donovan Mitchell put up 29 points apiece. As Bogdanovich was not available in this game, I will go first and say, man, I want to go with Chicago so bad, but they disappointed me for the last couple of weeks. Um, I'm saying with Chicago.
Oh, he went ahead with Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan. I'm going with Utah, man. At home, they play at home, man. I don't see what's called allowing the Bulls to come to Utah and get that dub over them, bro. So I'm going with the Jazz. Let's play some Jazz on
Next one, Fear the Deer on the West Coast as the Milwaukee Bucks will travel to the Sacramento Kings home court to see if they can get yet another win. Bishop, I know this is probably a no-brainer, but who you got, Milwaukee or Sacramento?
Oh, I'm taking the Bucks, bro. I fear the deer, bro. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's balling. I don't think the Kings got an answer for him. Gotta go with the Bucks,
Okay, okay. Uh, Additionally, two more late games. The Los Angeles Clippers will host the Toronto Raptors in the game. Of course, the Toronto continues their West Coast swing. Uh, Toronto and
bro.
LAC Bishop. Who you rocking with? The Clippers or the Raptors?
Golly, bro. Another one garbage games that you want to know which garbage is going to show up more. Um, God. I'm gonna take the Raptors, man. At home. I mean, on the road. I'm gonna take the Toronto on the road.
Okay, Toronto. Additionally, I did the same. I'm rocking with the Raptors. They have. I just think the Clippers are on a mild downswing, and the Raptors is just the right team to come in to continue to push them over. I think they get the push over and continue to leave as they go back home. And lastly, the Boston
Definitely the
Celtics
game of the
travel
night.
to Golden State. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors to take on to see if they could defend their home court. Warriors, Celtics, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Bishop. Who you got in the Warriors versus the Celtics?
So we know the big three are back together. However, we do know Draymond Green is limited on time.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to work him back into the rotation slowly but surely with his time. However, no, he's still going to be a presence for the Celtics. But you gotta fear that man, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, playing a phenomenal ball, man. They're going into Steph's arena. When you go into Steph's arena, man, that man knows his court. He knows where him and his splash brother Clay think they get it done. It's going to definitely be a barn burner. It's going to be the game of the night. I'm taking the Warriors.
Oh, Golden State. Uh, So I could understand you going with Golden State. I think this is a safe game, and there's enough of a prowess for. Although I would like to go with Golden State, but I think this is a safe enough game for me to go opposite and rock with Boston in this one, as I think Jason Tatum can get the W, can get the job taken care of, and be successful, and basically knock Golden State off the high which they had from Curry dropping 47 the other night. So I will take Boston on this one as I look to maybe gain a game or two over Bishop as we continue to see in reference to his GOAT talk. See what we can do to dispatch that. So of course, those are the games for the NBA tonight. Um, be sure to catch, like I said, additionally the NIT games if you're not doing anything. The second two games of the first four, as you look to solidify your bracket and get your bracket in after the first four, where you know for sure who's playing. Just in case you might want to pick a 12 seed over a 12 seed over a 2 seed, I mean, not 2 seed, a 12 seed over a 5 seed, or a 12 or a 16 seed over 1 seed. You, um, you have free dominion to do that. Additionally, what's interesting, I wish Bishop was on right there to talk about this. I know you have the situation to where Kyrie Irving, of course, is not allowed to play at home due to the fact that he is unvaccinated. Now, with the MLB coming into play, what we have now is there are players on both the New York Knicks as well as the New York Yankees who are not vaccinated, and they face the same issues when it comes to them playing at home, in which now that is starting to, I guess, wear thin on the organizations as they feel like these players, if they decide not to be vaccinated, they shouldn't face any ridicule or anything. Um, and of course, they're not allowed to play either. I think one of them being, of course, Aaron Judge. Um, I have to go back and check that, Anthony. I'll hit you up and let you know. Um, for the winner of the brackets, points. Anthony, it's going to be points. So the points, of course, if you get the winner, that's going to escalate your point value, but it's going to be points, pick by points. So yeah, so of course, like you saying, with the New York, so with the issues in New York, it's no telling how that's going to go out, because of course I'm very sure that it affects the ability to win, to put forth the successful product on the field, is going to be a hindrance when your top players are lacking vaccinations, and the state mandates that in the state and the city mandates that you're supposed to be vaccinated to be able to play, especially in those areas and arenas. I don't know what the workaround for it or what's the fix. They are standing firm on it, so maybe you just have to continue to do like what Brooklyn does when they go in, play away games or play the away games in which unvaccinated players are able to play, and then when they come home, just sit out, strengthen your rosters. That's all you can say. Um, of course, additionally, let's see if there's any other new news that came out. As I hopefully, you know what? I say this right, and I say this wholeheartedly. The whole Deshaun Watson thing, I really would like to see Deshaun. I really like to see Deshaun in New Orleans. I would like to see Deshaun in New Orleans. Actually, I would prefer to see him in San Francisco, but because that's not one of the choices, I think Deshaun in New Orleans would be a good look. I think that would be something that where it solidifies, it gives him weapons down south, um, puts him down south where he wants to be at in the southern coast. We know he doesn't want to go to. Um, we know he doesn't want to Cleveland, most likely. Although he did go talk, of course, hear him out. But I think it puts him in a good position if he plays there in New Orleans. So, of course, I know they got some Who Dat Nation that's out there. Of course, other people would like them to go other places. I understand that, but I think that's the best fit for him at this time. Outside of San Francisco would be to be a part of Who Dat Nation. I don't have to see him except for maybe once a year, or maybe in the playoffs, so it doesn't no skin off my back. Um, Yeah. So of course, if you have any other team, would you like? Who would you like to see Deshaun with? New Orleans, the Browns, the Falcons, or the Panthers? Which the Panthers would be my second look. So of course, like I said, tonight check out those games. Um, with the check out the games, the NIT games. Check out the rest of the March Madness games. Continue to follow the NFL for their in relations to in relations to the period. I mean the free agencies, as the free agency will start should start today or tomorrow. The legal tampering session should end today. All teams should be under $208 million in the salary cap. So we look forward to seeing where the rest of these players that we aforementioned before, where they're going. Of course, NBA action continues on. 12-game slate tonight. Spring break is getting ready to start up soon as the free agency in baseball continues. Go Dodgers. NHL is in swing. We look at some point the WNBA is going to get started up. Like it's all sports all time, year round. So of course we greatly appreciate y'all listening and being a part of the show today. We ran a little late today, but you know what I'm saying, we might get out just a little early. Um, be sure to catch us, like you said, every tune in Monday through Friday, 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. As we state always, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. For those civilian minded here. Um, be sure to catch us on, if you can't watch on Facebook or the E2G Facebook, be sure to catch us on E2G's Twitter page, the E2G YouTube page, First Formation YouTube page, even LinkedIn, um, where you can catch the E2G as well. So you could get all the broadcasting in that fact. Of course, if you have anyone or anyone military based that talk sports, support military 24/7, talk sports, please feel free to reach out to us, reach out to myself or Bishop, hit our DMs so we can look to bring on more content. If you have an initiative that you're trying to exercise or get out there, to get out to the masses, please be sure to hit us up. As we continue on, we should be having more players. We look to build up to the NBA championships that will take place in Denver, Colorado, or in Colorado in July. Of course, the Military Basketball Association doing great things. Be sure to check them out. Check out Mike Barker, Hero Sports. Be sure to check them out. Be sure to check out Cornelius Cole and the Stimulate Your Mind show podcast every Tuesday at 4:30 Central Standard Time, 5:30 Standard Time, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, WDRB. Of course, you know, saying Kim Green, you be sure to check her out. She has her journal that's on Amazon. Be sure to check that out. Get that. And anyone in which you had that's been on. We want to make sure that we continue to push their initiatives. Vanessa McKinstry and her news, Nora News. Be sure to check that out on Facebook for just news in reference to business, education, to get your feel there. Um, yes, we gonna say we want to continue to push and support all those that have been on. Rodney Jordan, he's a personal trainer. He does all personal training, so he can help you out virtually in place. If you're in the Maryland, be sure to check him out. Um, yeah, so you know what I'm saying, I think those are some of the ones. If I miss anyone, of course, forgive me. I'll get y'all on the next time around. Additionally, we look forward to getting others on so we can continue to big up and spread the word, especially those who are doing great and positive things in and around communities, veteran communities, their own particular communities, doing great things. So of course, greatly appreciate y'all checking us out today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. At this point, show attention, fall out. Greatly appreciate y'all.